have a question for you. You mentioned a word earlier saying toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
So, and that's fine. That's fine.
Right.
Coming back from looking.
So I have notes.
So my question is this. If you're able to say the term toxic masculinity, that must mean you know what masculinity means. Can you define to me what masculinity is versus the toxic version of it?
Well, I'm just saying in like how I was like, hey, like, would you allow yourself to be vulnerable? Obviously, the answer is no, because you don't want to tell me. So I just think like,
okay, tell us what masculinity is.
Okay, masculinity.
And then tell us what makes it toxic.
Well, me personally, I'm thinking masculinity as like the perception of it is to me. Like it might not be for everybody.
Sure, define it by your words.
But for me, when a man feels like they have to be the household protector, the breadwinner, like the woman doesn't necessarily have that opportunity to be that role for you. Like, so I feel like men, okay, I'm doing this. I'm handling all the problems. Like women, there are women, they're stay-at-home dads, you know what I mean? There's women who do take on big part of the roles. And that's what I meant by toxic masculinity. Like, I feel like men are like, I have to do this. Like, I have to be the breadwinner. I have to fulfill these problems because she's like the woman. I just don't
like she doesn't know anything. Like
she can't
some
provide
pointers.
Some sort of, you don't know, like your wife could be making more than you. Like we said, like maybe your wife's making more. Maybe she could benefit you. But
There's
like
strategic women though.
Yeah, but you never know. It's not everybody. But I'm just saying, like, you're gonna take that role of just being, you're not gonna allow yourself to like let me help you because you don't know if I can. You're just assuming you can't help, and I'm not gonna. And it's my role. That's what I meant. Like
so, and tell me if I'm wrong here.
Borderline narcissistic.
Being what the
sorry.
But
doing that can be toxic.
I'm gonna challenge y'all, man. If you guys want to make claims,
that's good. But doing that can be toxic to a relationship because if something is going down and I don't know about it, and I find out from your friend or in a conversation, why didn't you tell me? It's our household. Like we're together.
Okay. So by your definition, toxic masculinity is, and tell me if I'm wrong,
Go.
Taking the financial burden, being a leader, being assertive because you're taking responsibility, and not letting the woman take on any of these things. That you think that's toxically masculine?
Not allowing a woman to have the opportunity to help because you're so stuck on being masculine. You don't want to let your guard down. You don't want to be emotional, physically, mentally with somebody you're with, right? I think that is because you don't know what I could provide. You don't know why even be with someone that you think cannot help you mentally and with hard situations. Why even bother? I'm not going to be with anyone who can't help me during a difficult time. And anyone I'm with, they're going to confide in me. Like if they can figure it out on their own, dope. But still tell me about it. You're just going to be like, figured out.
Because you haven't experienced a hard, situation. So the same.
I mean, you don't really necessarily know that, but like either way.
So again, I want to make sure I understand this. Toxic masculinity is not allowing your woman to assist in problem solving.
Not allowing your woman assist in problem solving because she can't, because you think you can without her in any way helping. Like, I think it's kind of crazy to like assume a woman can't help you in those times.
My argument is, how are you if you can do the job, you can do the job by yourself, why are you going to get someone else involved?
If you can do the job, you still confide in the partner that you're with regardless. If something's wrong, you're not going to tell your partner that something's going on. Like,
I can handle the problem, why do I need to get someone else involved?
To allow them to know the situation.
Why do they need to know?
Why do they not need to? I feel like, I don't know. Maybe this is.
I feel like that's just excessive energy.
I just feel like, okay, if you're with somebody, you're giving yourself, like when there's problems, even if they do give you a pat on the back, like, yo, we're gonna figure this out. I just feel like a woman should still be able to know what's going on if it could possibly affect her. Just in general, I just feel like, why would you not want to know what's going on in your day-to-day life? Even if you're able to handle it. Yo, you're able to handle it. Yo, you're the man, whatever.
All right, I got a question for you. Someone breaks into the house.
Yeah.
And I decide I'm going to deal with the problem. I say, stay here. I got this, right? Would you prefer I went and handled it by myself, or you came along with me and we handled the problem together as a team?
It doesn't matter. You can go
because
down.
I feel like
I'll answer the question for you.
Go.
You would prefer for me to go handle it myself until you stay here and call 911. That's the thing, right?
Okay.
If we lived together and we were in a relationship, if I could afford to take care of both of us and you would be able to stay home with the children and maybe if at most work a desk job, work a job at home, whatever,
Okay.
work at the comfort of your own home,
Mhm.
would you take that over going out and having to work and getting a regular job?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
But
hold on.
okay.
No, not
Okay,
but.
go.
Because here's the thing.
Mhm.
Women like to define toxic masculinity
Mhm.
because they want the man to be masculine when they think it's most beneficial. I'm going to say that again. Toxic masculinity is a modern advent by women used to shame men that are masculine all the fucking time, not when it suits them. Because here's the reality. If I'm the type of guy that's going to defend you in times of peril, put my life on the line, you best believe that mindset is going to apply to everything else I fucking do.
Okay.
Guys that are assertive, guys that are successful, guys that are in good shape, whatever, they have certain traits, certain habits that made them successful in the first place. Tenacity, competitiveness, being assertive, being dominant, etc. You can't turn masculinity off. It's either he's masculine or he's not. Toxic masculinity is an asinine concept made up by the West to shame men that act the way they fucking should, taking responsibility and leaving women from masculine problems that, quite frankly, you guys are not equipped to handle. I'm gonna tell you what happens when a man becomes vulnerable, when a man starts crying, when a man gives you this. Social constructs don't adhere to reality, and I'm gonna tell you why. When a man cries in front of a woman, when a man is vulnerable around a woman, when a man starts to show what? Feminine energy around a woman. You know what your vagina is designed to do? Dry up. Why? Because what I've effectively done is I've proven to you that I am not in a position of leadership. I've proven to you that I am not capable of leading you. I've proven to you that I can't what? Provide security for you. Women are designed to look for security and provisioning from a man, and that comes with leadership. If we're all in battle, right? We're in the middle of Iraq, just a bunch of gunfire. You know what I'm saying? Right? We're all in the middle of fire, right? And we're under attack. Yeah, we're under attack. You gotta,
show them your gun. Show them your gun.
You got a bunch of dudes running up on you like this. We kill you! Dentro America! We kill you! Right? Yo, what? Yeah, right? And I'm like freaking out, right? I'm supposed to be your leader. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Holy shit! Oh no! I'm the lieutenant, and y'all are my soldiers. And I'm telling you, with gunfire, dudes run up like that, I kill you! Dentro America! What are you gonna think?
Okay.
Hold on. Answer the
That's
question.
fine. No, what am I gonna think? Obviously, you're gonna have your roles. I would want, like you said, in the house. I want you to protect me.
No.
That-
Please answer the question so that we can make
The
this
war.
full.
Do your thing,
Okay.
obviously. But women
No.
protect.
Hold on.
Still,
Hold on.
just saying.
Hold on. Let me finish because
Do your
you've
thing.
gotten to speak.
Go.
I'm going to make my point here. How would you feel as a subordinate for me in the military? I'm supposed to lead you into battle, and now I don't know how to act, and a bunch of people are coming at us, about to kill us. What would you do?
I'd be like, what the fuck?
You leave, correct?
But that's your training. You
You would-
should. Obviously, they're selecting you for a reason.
Okay.
Not because you're obviously crying.
Okay. But that's the point I'm trying to make, is that the world is not a safe and fun place. It's because of modern conventions that women have the convenience now to talk about men that are masculine and say, that's toxic masculinity. But that toxic masculinity is going to keep you from getting robbed. That toxic masculinity is going to keep you protected in times of peril because the world's a very dangerous place and women have not been able to exist and live and survive, most importantly, without the provisioning, security, and protection of a man.
Yeah.
So, toxic masculinity doesn't exist. It's masculinity. On or off, period. It just so happens that women want to use this term to shame men that are masculine all the time. So the reason why I tell guys not to be vulnerable because I don't want to be the lieutenant crying in front of my troops saying, I don't know how to handle this when terrorists are coming at us trying to kill us. That is how women view the man. I know you might not consciously know that, but subconsciously women look for protection and provisioning and security. So a man can't show his vulnerability because when he does, he shows weakness, and weakness is repellent to women, period.
But there's a time and place.
But
though,
there's
right?
no time for a
Yeah,
man to do
there's
that
a
because
balance. You gotta balance.
I feel like there is like some sort of balance where you have that opportunity to
The yin yang.
do that for somebody.
Sure. You mentioned earlier,
Not
right?
in war, obviously. You know what I'm saying?
I was using that to construct that, like the reality, like so guys will understand. But okay, are there women out there that, because you mentioned earlier, there's women out there that take care of their husbands, stay at home dads.
There's women that protect. There's women that are cops that shoot. There's women that are in war that are emotional,
In war.
feminine.
Okay,
Just
that's
you
cool.
know what I mean? Like
That's cool. That's cool.
there are some. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but once again, the exception does not make the rule. if I took 100 women and asked them, would you be okay with having a stay-at-home man and you go to work every day?
Nope.
Most women are going to
course not.
say, nope.
Mhm.
That's number one. Number two,
Few.
guys that are stay-at-home dads don't fuck their wives. Okay, that's just what it is. Like when a woman has to go out there and provide security for a man, it causes a lot of issues. It just does. Women date up, they want a guy that can provide financial security. It's just a part of the thing. Now, are there women out there that can do it with a man? That's fine. But on a balance of probabilities, I wouldn't. If I was a guy, I wouldn't hedge my bets and I'm looking for a girl to take care of me. I wouldn't do that because on this podcast we operate on probabilities and not possibilities. What you mentioned is a possibility, but it's rare. As a man, you have to view the world for real and you got to look at it from a probability standpoint. So we need to what? Increase the likelihood that we will become successful because men are deductive problem solvers. Another reason why women aren't equipped to handle your problems. And that's not to say men are better than women. We're just better at certain things. Men are logically based, men are rationale based. And unfortunately, this makes us far better potential leaders than women are. Are there women out there that can prioritize logic and ration? Of course.
Yes.
Of course. But if you were to line up 100 women again and line up 100 guys, 99% of the guys will probably be better than 99 of the women at formulating decisions and being a leader.
But do you think they're raised that way? Like men are more raised to do that role than women. And I feel like women do currently adapt to that role to be able to protect, to be able to do those things. Like I think men are just
Okay, and look at
raised
society
that way.
now. We have the highest divorce rate we've ever had, lowest birth rates. Marriages end in divorce initiated almost 80% by women. So clearly it does not work. I get what you're saying.
Mhm.
Hey, there's women that are out here leading and becoming masculine and everything else like that. Or trying to.
Yeah.
Keyword, trying to. Trying to put a square peg in a round hole, right? It don't work. So you're using the wrong knife. Using a steak knife to fillet a fish. Yes, it'll get the job done, but it ain't going to be clean. It's got to be a lot of blood everywhere. A lot of issues. You know what I'm saying? Your customer's going to complain and send the fish back. Just because it can be done does not mean that it's being done the best way it can. So I get it. There are masculine women out there and everything else like that, but it doesn't work. Women are not equipped to handle masculine problems because women look for security from men. When you cry, you effectively let the woman know on certain terms by your actions, I'm not equipped to lead you. Just like me being in the middle of war with terrorists running at us and crying.
No matter how long you've been with that person.
And yeah,
Okay.
are there girls out there that might be able to take it? And we'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Are there girls out there that might be able to take a vulnerable man? Sure.
Not all the time, but like
Not all
a
the
time and
time,
a place because
but-
I feel like you can do that for some.
But here's the thing. Why am I going to introduce a wild card that can turn my relationship upside down? I can't tell you how many women we brought on this podcast. We brought on hundreds of women on this podcast. A bunch of women. Yeah, the first time I saw my boyfriend cry, I never saw him the same again. And social constructs don't adhere to reality. Social construct tells you, support your man. Be there for him. He should be able to cry on your shoulder and everything else. Your vagina and your evolutionary programming doesn't agree with that. This nigga's a bitch. We need to get out of here. Just like you being on the battlefield, lieutenant crying, well, the military trained me to stick by him at all times. But what? You're designed to survive. Fuck this shit. Hey, terrorists, I'm on your team. You know what I mean? Give me one of them things. It is what it is. That's what women do. Women are designed to find the best, latch onto him. Biological construct, man. You know, when Genghis Khan was running around killing everybody, pillaging. Real talk.
Yeah.
There's a reason why since the beginning of time when men conquered new societies, what did they do? They killed all the men and the fighting age boys and they took the women. And the women understood, damn, all right, we got these new guys here. They're the strongest. We gotta get with the program or else live a life of misery. This is why women get over relationships way faster than guys do.
It's biology.
It's biology, man. So we can sit here and say, be vulnerable in front of your girl. Nah, that's some new age bullshit that doesn't work.
But you would do it privately.
No.
Possibly.
No.
Never.
No.
I just why
Just
would I
never introduce that into auto.
why
No.
would you? Why would you? Because I tell guys, be vulnerable with your male friends.
Okay.
This is why it's so important for men to have a tribe, have a community, because women are not equipped to handle your problems, nor should they.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the security. Definitely.
We
100%. Yeah.
whether ladies, whether you want to accept it or not, I see you're making faces, it's confusing to you. Men live a far different reality than women do.
Mhm.
You're 19 years old, right?
Mhm.
Okay. You've been able to hook up with some guys and everything else like that, right?
Sure. Yes.
Sure.
If I took the average guy your age right now, he is not going to have the same amount of options that you do.
Options of what sense?
Like of the
Sex.
opposite gender, of his status, of his value, etc.
Well,
What?
It's just because an older guy would come in
You-
and talk to you, but
uh,
like an older woman probably wouldn't talk to her.
maybe in this case.
It's stupid. But the point I'm trying to make is women and men live a different reality. Like we are not the same whatsoever. A 19-year-old man is useless to society. A 19-year-old woman is useful to society.
Yep.
In all honesty, I think it's very degrading to say that a woman cannot handle a man's problems.
Okay.
Because who else is going to handle them better than the woman that understands you most? Why are you in a relationship with a woman if she can't understand your problems? Why can't you be open to her? Why can't you tell her your problems? It sounds like you're not being disrespectful. It sounds like you're like in love with the homeboys.
No, she wouldn't understand. She would understand your problems, but she would not stay with it. She would leave, and it's facts.
Understanding a
leave.
problem. Because here's the thing: we can't conflate understanding a problem
And
with
solving it.
arousal and still being attracted to your man. He might be able to cry to you and tell you his problems, and you'll understand. But
Can you fix it?
simultaneously, that vagina's gonna dry up.
Who said that though? Like,
It's
It makes
the-
you look at your man weaker.
There's no
And
words.
to some
I
women-
understand
to
their
some
point.
women, in my opinion,
So a
being
man
open and
cries to
vulnerable,
you with problems
That's hot.
every other time.
That's hot.
You're 19.
I was just about to say that.
You're 19. It's like you have no
Girl,
experience.
When you get to 25, you're gonna sit there and be like, "You a punk ass bitch." Like, why the fuck are you crying in my face?
It's
Like,
that to
tighten
me-
up.
To me, that masculinity thing that doesn't prove a point. It doesn't.
Here's the
I
thing.
don't know.
And I don't want to poke fun at her age. I'm trying to stay away from that, but I will say this,
I will.
Chris,
Who is that? No.
because we have a varying age of women here. Is it fair to say some of you guys are in your 20s, etc.? You would tolerate
Etc.
bullshit from men when you were younger than you would now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I tolerated so much shit.
Definitely.
So much shit. Now I'm at a zero tolerance.
Speak to the mics.
Now I'm at a zero tolerance. Like, I have no tolerance with people.
Thank you. And I
At
wanted to get the women to say that. The
Yeah.
point is this: the more a woman ages, the less tolerant she's going to be of a man's inadequacy to lead and or provide. I'm going to say that one more time. The older a woman gets, the less tolerant she's going to be of a man's inability to provide leadership and or provide and display masculine traits. When you're young and dumb, it's okay. The need for security ain't really like that. But as you get older, your standards are going to go up along with it, because you're not going to tolerate the same bullshit and the same little boy energy as you get older. You're just not.
Mm-hmm.
The older a woman gets, the more she looks for security.
At the end of the day, I still think, men have feelings, and I don't really think it has
They
to do
do,
with.
but he's saying for his friends, like more so than you.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to hard situations, I
Yeah.
guess, like, which I get. I totally understand that. I'm just saying there should be. I feel.
And
like
here's the other thing
that.
too.
Mhm.
It's not the same when a woman cries on you as when you cry on a woman. We're built to be stoic. We're built to control our emotions. As a matter of fact, a big part of masculinity is, can you control your emotions? Okay. We've made some mistakes before. We've been emotionally erratic before.
Yeah.
But hey, you got to try to minimize that the best that you can. We're all human, right?
Mhm.
But a good test of masculinity, maintaining your frame, staying relaxed in crazy times. Let your girl come cry to you, because you're supposed to be the rock that she can cry on. And it makes you far more attractive, because she knows that if she has a problem, she can go to you. If you have a problem, this is why mentors are so important. This is why having a tribe of guys is so important, because men understand masculine problems. The
Yeah.
difference with us is our dick ain't gonna shrivel up if you cry on our shoulder. We expect it. But if we cry on your shoulder, y'all ain't built to handle that, man. That's the difference. That's why we tell guys, don't cry in front of your girl. Don't introduce that wild card that could fuck you up.
Mm.
Will some girls accept it? Maybe. But what do we operate
Who
on?
knows?
Yeah.
Probabilities versus possibilities. We know guys that cry turn girls off on a balance of probabilities. Don't do it, guys.
But there's it's like weird, because like you said about the whole how you've been raised. Like, yes, I've been able, like, I had both parents, but I've also dated guys where I could see the difference between a guy who was raised by both the mom and the dad, and a guy who was raised by just his mom. So it's just like, when the masculinity was taught by his mom,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
What
Like,
was
it's
it
just
taught
like
as?
so
I
many
mean,
levels.
some of
It's
them
just, like,
become
so-
hoe ass niggas, though. I'm gonna just be real.
And then what's that masculinity? What they saw in rap videos and
They
stuff,
are
like,
hoe.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
That's why
not
fathers
real,
are so
it's not-
important.
Yep.
This is true.
Yeah.
Right. So,
That's why
yeah.
fathers are so important, because a woman can't teach a man how to be a man.
Yeah,
Nope.
facts.
Okay? So if I cry to you as my girl, what? Are you going to help me become a man as my girl? Hell no. My mom can't even do it. What makes you think my girl's going to do it?
Okay, I get where you're coming
And my
from.
mom loves me unconditionally.
Yep.
She brought you here.
I'm hoping so. She loves me unconditionally. A woman loves you super conditionally.
Yeah,
Not true.
You don't agree?
Yeah, no.
I
It
do.
depends.
I agree.
I mean, you did say earlier he's got to make $100,000 a year and 6 foot. That sounds like conditions to me.
That was one of them.
Nah, you said that too. I wrote it down. I wrote it down. Okay, next one. Good question. That was a really good discussion.
You have a question?
Sure.